So bees can't fly. There's a common story about this, mostly used in inspirational talks from what I've heard, about scientists not knowing why bees are able to fly. This actually comes from a researcher in the 1930s who basically said, how does that work? And in the 1990s, they actually figured it out. And the reason for it is bees are actually so small that for them, air is a thicker consistency, which allows them to kind of push off it. Like we can swim, but we can't fly, kind of thing. But there are tons of insects smaller than bees, so how do they deal with that? Let's just go straight to the smallest flying insects, the fairy flies. These are some really weird insects, which is saying a lot for an insect. They are so small, if you take a look at their wings, they're almost like brushes. So small, to such an extent that it makes the air so thick that it would be like a bumblebee swimming in oil. Point being, they're very small. These are actually fairly common insects. You just never find them because they're so small. They have evolved to basically be as tiny as possible. And fun fact, when they mature into adults, their neurons lose their nucleus because they just need to cram all their neurons into their tiny head. And you can't do that with the nucleus. It's too big. They only live for a couple of days as an adult, so it kind of works out. But even then, this is cutting edge. Now, these wasps are actually parasites. Well, actually, technically parasitoids because they kill their host. A lot of wasps are actually parasites. It's the minority that build nests. And they've actually been used in something called biological pest control. Exactly what it sounds like. It's using animals to deal with pests that are usually also animals. The term biological pest was coined by a guy called Harry Scott Smith in 1919, but they had been using it for way longer. The first records of it actually come from 200 to 300 AD in China. There would be people who would sell ants to help with citrus fruits. I'm not sure introducing animals is always a good thing. I don't need the book to tell you about the story of the cane toad.